Hi, and welcome to another episode of Eyes Wide Open, continuing on from this idea that there is a core obligation to believe in Moshiach and to believe and hope for Moshiach to come. When we talk about a core obligation, what specifically do we mean? Are we referring to one of the 613 commandments, or is it something that might not be a command, but it is the heart of Jewish belief? And there were two different approaches to this. One of these approaches, and this is the approach of the SMAC, a work that connects and defines and codifies the 613 commandments written in the 13th century, that it is actually one of the first, it's part of the first of the 10 commandments. The first of the 10 commandments is, I am Hashem, I am the Lord your God, who took you out of Egypt. And the SMAC writes that part of that, the belief is to believe that the taking us out of Egypt was not a one-time event, that just like God took us out of Egypt, we are commanded to believe that he will again take us out of exile and bring us Moshiach. However, most opinions do not consider this one of the 613 commandments. Why not? So there's a few general reasons why that might be. One is that a commandment has to be a specific command. Keep Shabbat, put on tefillin, don't eat non-kosher, do eat kosher. However, since the command to believe in Moshiach is such an all-encompassing concept, to the extent that Maimonides writes that if someone doesn't believe in Moshiach, or even if someone does believe in Moshiach conceptually, but they don't hope and yearn for Moshiach, they are denying the entire Torah. One can't call that a specific one of the 613 commandments. It's an all-encompassing concept. Another way of looking at this is that there isn't a specific source for the obligation to believe in Mashiach. There isn't one place where God says, believe in Mashiach. Instead, the source for believing in Mashiach is the fact that the Torah talks so much about it, and it is such a core concept that to not believe in it is to not believe in a huge chunk of the Torah. It will be as if to say that there's only 4 books in the 5 books of Moses. There's no 5th book. I don't believe in the book of Leviticus. There's no command to believe in the book of Leviticus. But if you don't believe in Leviticus, you don't really believe in the Torah. You're missing a huge part of the belief in Torah. Likewise, although there is a constant command to believe in Mashiach, we're constantly obligated to believe in Mashiach, we're constantly obligated to hope for Mashiach. It is this belief and hope for Mashiach is not considered one of the 6 constant mitzvot, or certain constant mitzvot like believing in God, loving God, fearing God, that are constant obligations that we always have. This is not one of them, to constantly believe and hope for Mashiach. And the reason for that is, although it is constant in the time we're in, that we constantly have to believe in and hope for Mashiach, it's not constant in global time. Before the Jewish people made their way to the land of Israel, before they'd even built a temple, before there even was a king, before there even was any exile, there wasn't an obligation to believe in Mashiach. And likewise, when Mashiach comes, we obviously won't again have an obligation to believe and hope for Mashiach, because we'll have Mashiach. So since it's not a globally constant mitzvah, it's not one of the constant mitzvot.